Hi folks, nice to on Android.com where we get on Android every day. Anyway, I finally received my Nexus 6. Shipping logistics has been a big problem for Google as Nexus 6 sold out within hours. Anyway, they're back in stock. I bought this from Motorola, but I guess you can actually buy unlocked versions from T-Mobile and Sprint also. But I don't want to get any more Sprint lines, or I just don't want to have it related. I just want to buy it full price, so I just waited until Motorola has some more, and also Google Play Store. I think they still have a couple more of the blue midnight color and 32 gigabytes, which was what I got. But let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy. Let's see how good this thing is. I've been waiting, so let's go do this, baby. All right, here we go, guys. I got this box. I think we'll have to unbox it real quick here. And inside is the Nexus 6. And nicely compact box there. 32 gigabytes. Nice box here. And there's a perforation there. I'm going to go ahead and cut it with my pink scissors. Sorry, this is not mine. I couldn't find scissors, my daughter's. Here we go. Almost looks like a Nexus 9, Nexus 6. I don't know how you can tell. Oh, because of that. All right, here we go. All right, phone is made in China. All right. I thought it was made in America. I guess that's only for Motorola devices. So here is the phone. And it's pretty huge. All right, let me go ahead and undo this guy. And let's actually go take a look at the box, what comes with it. Obviously a USB cable, an AC adapter. We'll check out the rating real quick here. It's got output, standard output is 5 volts, 1.6 amps. Turbo 1 output, 9 volts, 1.6 amps. Turbo 2 output, 12 volts, 1.2 amps. So you'll be able to charge your phone super fast with this turbo charger. Pretty cool stuff. And other than that, nothing else inside the box. Oh my God. Just double check there's nothing inside the box. There's nothing else inside the box. These things are great to use. Take the thing out and then you can use it as like a storage for all your USB cables or whatnot. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. And let me do a close-up here so you can see a little bit better. All right, this is basically the bigger brother of the Moto X. I mean, as far as features, software features and stuff, it's going to be nearly identical. Let me give you a close-up of everything here. And that is the bottom of the phone and micro USB there. Nothing on the left side. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's clean, like if you didn't have a beard. All right, and this thing keeps popping here. A pretty big screen. And let me show you my daily driver in comparison, which I've got here. So it's my Note 4 versus the Nexus 6. And I'll place it a little bit behind here. So it's actually nearly the same size. It's just slightly, maybe like a 1/4 inch wider, maybe a 1/8 of an inch taller. But as far as feel, it does feel a lot bigger, a little bit bigger, but not a huge deal. I don't think you'll notice any difference between the size of this one and this one. And also, I forgot to show you what comes with it in the manual. I was going to actually throw this away. It has a little manual here. Okay, hold it down. So this is the SIM card tool, so don't forget this. And we'll go ahead and open it up here. And ooh, it's got a nano SIM. That's not a bad thing. Okay, I was looking at. All right, let's go ahead and put the nano SIM here. Hold on a second. Well, the only phone that I use a nano SIM right now, I think I said it before, and the nano SIMs are sort of pointless. They make it like just a little bit smaller, but it's really not going to affect the size of your phone. So I don't know why manufacturer using nano SIM. It's too easy to lose these little things. And plus, it's not interchangeable with phones with micro SIM, which sucks. You can use an adapter, but these things are so small. Sometimes the adapters, they can screw up your phone. So I don't like using them anymore. But this is where the micro SIM goes. Let me see if it'll fit. There we go. Sort of fit in there. There we go. So I got it fit, sort of. And I'm gonna go ahead and insert it back in here. And let's power it on. And boom shakalaka. We got touchdown. Looking very, very good. I mean, it's just a bigger size of the Moto X. That's why I was in a hurry, because I've already been using Moto X for a while. You know, it's just a giant Moto X. If Moto X, they had a Moto X XL, then this would be the phone. But I really love the Moto X. It's got very good build quality, and I really love the fact that Google decided to go with a super large screen such as this one. So the boot up was really fast, less than maybe a minute or 30 seconds. All right, and let's go to Pacific Standard Time. And looking good. I like it. The screen itself is just by looking at it, it is looking very sharp. I don't see anything wrong with it. For those of you worried about having a big screen, but certainly this one has a ton of resolution. As you can see, I'm picking up AT&T right away. This is an unlocked version. T-Mobile and Sprint both have unlocked versions. You can pop your SIM in. And I am running the latest Lollipop, obviously. So I'll have to update this real quick. So let me go ahead and update it. And I'm going to go ahead and play it around for a little bit, just to make sure to get a feel for it. And I'll be... Actually, you know what? While we're at it, I'm actually running out of battery. Let's actually look at the battery stats here. I'm at 37%. So I'm going to go ahead and test out the turbo power supply and let it maybe charge about 30 minutes. And let's see where we end up. But I'm going to go ahead and do this and leave the camera on, and we'll fast forward it. And you'll be able to see how much it charges in 30 minutes. So 156 will be done at 2:26. All right, and it's charging on the turbocharger. All right, guys, so I have waited about 30 minutes, a little bit over 30 minutes. I went about 38% to 74%. 40, 34. Yeah, about 36% higher. Is that about 36? Yes, 38% in about 30 minutes. Not too bad. I mean, you know, 21 more minutes and it's going to be full. So very good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and play with it, upgrade the OS to the latest one, and I'll be back. But looking really good. All right, guys, so I've actually played it with her for an hour or two. And upon trying it, it's actually a completely different device from the Moto X. Obviously, the processor is much, much faster. You got these Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 versus 801. So apart from the processor, the camera on the Nexus 6 is f2.0, which means it should give you better photos in low light and videos. We'll get into that later. But for right now, you get more of a pure Google experience with the Nexus 6. It's actually not just an enlarged version of Moto X. And let me go ahead and show you my Moto X here. If you go into settings, You'll find additional options like Motorola Connect, which is of course not on the Nexus device because this is not a Motorola device. It's technically Google's Nexus device. So you don't get any of the voice commands you get with the Moto X, which isn't a huge deal because I don't really use the voice commands too much. I mean, for some people, it can be very useful, I would say, but most of the stuff, personally, I don't use it, but it does not have it, so it's not a deal breaker for me, but I just want to tell you that it's not a giant Moto X. It looks like a giant Moto X. I mean, side by side, you'll just say that this is a giant Moto X, but it's not. Of course, also the display is full 1440p screen, 2560 by 1440 pixels. So looking pretty good, but let's go actually take a look at the camera real quick, and let me go ahead and change the camera angle. Alright guys, so here is the camera, which is the regular Google camera, and let me show you all the options: photosphere, panorama, lens blur, camera, video. If you have been using USB ROMs, this is probably nothing new to you. As far as resolution quality, back camera you can do all the way to UHD 4K, front camera 1080p. Panorama resolution you can go ahead and set high, low, or medium. And also image quality for lens blur. I actually played it for a little bit in low light, and as far as the camera, I mean, it's decent. It's a 13 megapixel camera. It's f2.0. I wish the software actually could be better. I'm just being purely honest, but I just find that there is a slight lag. I mean, in AOSP in general, you'll find a slight lag when you start the video. Well, not there, or sometimes you'll take some camera shots, and I don't know. It's good, but you know, it's just an experience. I just find the Samsung camera much better as far as it's just the software, having all kinds of different modes. I will have a further analysis, maybe comparison video, but let me go ahead and show you my Note 4. I think the camera is just so much better, even though people say TouchWiz suck, but if you look at the camera software, there's so much you can do with the Note 4 versus the stock Google camera software. I mean, I love stock Google software, just the Google camera. You know, stuff like Photosphere and stuff when it was new, but they are really falling behind. I mean, you know, you can change the ISO, white balance, recording mode, slow motion, fast motion, smooth 60 frames per second. Just that alone, and also big thing is the storage location, where you can go ahead and insert micro SD cards that need it. I don't know. I just feel like this is a lot better camera, and you can see that. It's more of you get the nice, the natural light, versus here it looks a little bit orange. All right, so I am a little bit disappointed, and you know, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have a crappy camera or anything. It has a really nice camera. Just the software, I don't like it as much. You know, that's another difference I found with the OnePlus One. Sometimes it's the software, it is, but I'll end it there. For those of you who bought this, you're probably like, no, don't say that. But I just want to give you the truth. I mean, look at that versus, look at that. That's all in automatic. All right, and I'll show you some more phones. Well, actually, let's go take a look at the Moto X and see what kind of colors we get. Actually, that looks pretty good. There. That's more in tune. Maybe something wrong with I don't know, it looks very orange. And it actually ended up orange. And I have it on natural setting. Should I turn on HDR? Maybe that'll change things. And it still looks a little bit washed out. But this should be able to be fixed with software updates. Other than that, it's a very nice phone. You know, I'm just saying, I mean, it's still going to have a great camera versus some of the really old phones. But I'm just saying, head to head with some of the phones I've been using, some of the features I can do. But that's what the Nexus device is for. It's purely Google's OS with nothing, no additives added. And as far as the performance on the phone is actually much, much faster than TouchWiz, of course. You don't have any of that laggy stuff. So I've got 52,601, which is much faster on my Note 4, which I think my best was about 48,000, but usually I get 45,000. Of course, also note that this has not been updated. The Note 4 hasn't been updated to Lollipop, so once the Lollipop is loaded, the score is probably a lot more similar. But right now, it's a very nice phone, especially the turbocharger. I really like it. It charges fairly quickly. 15 minutes can get you 6 hours or something like that. What else can I say? Well, I'm going to have to play with it a little bit more. But it's definitely different than the regular Moto X. You know, everything is actually different, the software-wise, you know, the size, the processor. So it just looks very similar. And also you got the nice dual flash, which is pretty cool stuff. You know, you got the dual flash. So you get two instead of one, which is make it slightly brighter if you use it as flashlight. Other than that, I think I'll end it there. I'll have a full review of it, you know, maybe highlight some of the things that I think is good and bad compared to other phones I've been using. But for right now, I am pretty satisfied. This is, I think, with $650 for 32 gigabytes. The price is not bad. Note 4 is way more expensive, like 200 bucks more. So right now, I am pretty excited, and I'll definitely try it out. And you know, the only thing with the Nexus 6 is that it's hard to get hands on one. All right, so wrap up the Nexus 6. How good is it? Is it worth it? Definitely the screen, the 6-inch screen, along with the full 1440p screen, is very good. Very large screen, absolutely clear. The screen is great. Also, the processor, Snapdragon 805, the same one found on the Note 4, is one of the fastest processors right now that you can get on a smartphone. So very good stuff for the display, processor. Also, the camera is f2.0 back camera. Should do real well. I'll have further comparison videos with my other phones, but for right now, this is a very simple phone for those of you who don't need all the features of a Note 4. You know, you don't need to take notes. You just need a large phone that is fast. You can play a ton of games, great battery life, and also you can recharge it really quickly. And also, you don't want to spend $850 on a new phone. You know, maybe on $650, then you can get this. Now, is this the best smartphone in the world? Certainly not. The best smartphone, or the best large phablet phone in the world, I think is a Note 4, undeniably, because of the S Pen, more features, excellent camera, 4K recording, all of that. I mean, it is better on the Note 4. But of course, you know, you get the pure Google experience with the Nexus 6. Now, I would say Nexus 6 is on the tier 2 for phablets. Tier 1 is, you know, Note 4. Tier 2 is the Nexus 6. Tier 3 would be like a OnePlus One. Now, OnePlus One is probably actually the best priced phone if Nexus 6 didn't just come out. Maybe it came out a couple months ago with the Snapdragon 801. But obviously, the Nexus 6 has much better specs as far as the display, the processor, everything. Also the speakers, I forgot to tell you about. The speakers are dual speakers, stereo speakers. They're actually really good. I would say it's almost on par with HTC One M8. HTC One M8 slightly better, but with a little tweaking with the software, maybe you can go ahead and root it and install Viper for Android. Then you should be able to get, you know, similar sounds just like on HTC One M8. One thing I can say about this phone that's better than the Note 4 is the speakers. The stereo speakers, when you see it in landscape, when you hear it in landscape, it's very, very nice. Now, the lack of micro SD card slot is sort of a bummer for me, because lately I found that it's very useful for swapping out the SIM card between my camera and my phone, because I like to upload videos on the go. That way I can go ahead and pop it in to my Note 4, swap it out, whatever I have it there, and I can keep taking photos. And on this one, I can go ahead and edit the videos. I can go ahead and convert it to an MP4 file. I can upload it to YouTube. So another plus for that. And then if you run out of space, you can go ahead and carry more micro SD cards. Overall, it is a very good phone for the price, $650, or for the 32 gigabyte model. It's a very good price, and also if you can find it. I mean, it's really hard to find it. That's one thing with good phones that are priced right, like the Nexus 6 or the OnePlus One. They're hard to buy. I had to wait like 3 months to get this. So inventory is sort of an issue right now. I'm sure Google will sort that out. I mean, they own Motorola, so probably starting next year or the year after, it should be a lot easier to order. But even right now, I think this is on back order. So if you can get hands on one, definitely worth it if this is what you need. So that's my initial review. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. I'll have a full review. As always, don't forget to hit that click like, and as always, stay